can you tell me, what do you think about Danny course so far?
It's very insightful, picking up lots of tips, lots of easy to use tips, very systematic.
What are you thinking about course?
Well, Kiki and Danny are great fun, very informative, but in layman's terms as well as scientific terms, hands-on. Definitely learned a lot yesterday. I'm looking forward to learning a lot more today.
I think it's the most amazing course. I went to Oklahoma and did the 3-day course with Eric Dalton, and I met Danny there. I've been following all his work throughout the time. I think the techniques are revolutionary.
Fantastic. Literally like a day and a half into it. We've got the final half coming up. And I can honestly say it's everything I wanted it to be and more.
I think, okay, I'm gonna say it's amazing because it's amazing, yeah, but it's very detailed and the instructions are so clear, and I think, yeah, I will remember the techniques, which is good.
It's great. Danny's got a real natural ability when he's teaching and explaining and making it so that whether you know very little or know a lot, you actually gain loads from it. It's brilliant being in a room full of people that are like-minded, from different backgrounds with different experiences. So learning so much, fantastic, love it. Can't wait for next year's.
What do you think about the Danny workshop?
What do I think? I think it's great. Everyone should come.
Hi guys, and welcome to another video with BusyHive. We're here today with Danny and Kiki from Pain Posture Performance. That's quite a tongue twister, really, isn't it?
It's a big tongue twister.
But I got it right, so it's okay. So me and Chris are halfway through the course. We've had one day today, and we've got tomorrow to look forward to today. Tomorrow, even. Yeah, so I just had a couple of questions for both of you, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder if you could tell us a bit about yourselves and what's involved in the course.
Cool, okay. I'm Danny Christie. I'm the lead instructor here at Pain Posture Performance. I'm originally from England. I've been living in the US now for 10 years. I've done lots of training in the US and lots of training in England too. I did a degree in London in Middlesex University. So yeah, that's me pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm Kiki, so I'm pretty much the back end of Pain Posture Performance, so I'm the one that you get all the emails from.
Yeah.
And I'm a yoga instructor and personal trainer back in Miami where I have my studio. So I'm not in the manual therapy work, but I do a lot of the mobility work that we actually show with Pain Posture Performance.
Okay, brilliant. And how could you explain the course briefly to someone who's looking to do it?
So the way we design the course is broken down into segments of the body. So we're looking at stiffness or poor mobility in joints. So if you listen to the BusyHive podcast, we talk about the joint by joint theory, and we expand on that a lot. We spend about an hour talking about the joint by joint theory. So what we try to do is bring a movement element into the body work. So not only movement on the table, but movement in terms of assessment. Because they say sometimes you look at a broken door, but we don't know it's broken until we try and open that door. So it's the same when we look at the body. When we look at a shoulder, and if we get that shoulder to move or a T-spine to move, it gives us clues on where the dysfunctions are. Yeah. So it allows us to be more proactive with our treatments, and it gets investment and involvement from the client too. So we try to have a movement-based approach to body work.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And who do you aim your course at? Like, who would be your ideal person to come on the course?
Any client that's dealing with clients or experiencing low back pain, neck pain, any types of body aches and pains, who want to improve the way they move and the way they function. We're attracting a lot of massage therapists, sports therapists, and physical therapists, it seems to be. So it's anyone really who's allowed to touch, anyone who's allowed to put their hands on someone will get something from this course, whether it be some of the rehabilitation stuff we talk about, some of the rest postures we talk about, or even just some of the orthopedics assessments we teach. And the way we layer the course, we teach an assessment and a strategy to correct it, and then a strategy to reinforce the correction. So it's like a recipe, it's layered.
Yeah.
It's not just a bunch of techniques thrown at you. You take the system away. Monday morning you have a checklist of stuff you can do. and it runs in very logical orders.
Okay. So would you say there's like a minimum requirement for someone to come on your course?
No, like when we taught a class in the USA just last month in Florida, we had a guy in the room with 30 years of experience and we had a girl in the room with 3 weeks of experience, and they both walked away and they said it was a great class, but they liked it for very different reasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're a new therapist, come to a class, you'll get a lot from it. If you're a very advanced therapist, come to the class and you might remember old stuff you've forgotten and just get back in touch with the basic assessments and movements. And yeah, you might learn 1 or 2 new techniques.
Yeah.
I think me now, when I go to a class, a weekend class, if I come away with 3 or 4 tidbits of information, good class.
Yeah.
So new therapists will get more, hopefully.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's quite nice to see it from someone else's point of view. Someone else views the body slightly differently, and just giving their own point of view. Sometimes sparks other things.
Exactly.
Because you were from the UK, you once spent a long time in America. What made you want to come back to here to bring?
I thought, like, when I was posting my stuff on social media, we was getting a lot of people reaching out to us from the UK saying, when are we going to come to teach? And after like the 6th or 7th email, I thought, there might be a call for it. And I try and come back once a year anyway to see family and friends. So I thought, why not try and combine it with a course? And we put it out there, and a bunch of people turned up. So yeah.
So do you think that's something we'll do in the future, do more UK courses?
I think so, yeah. There's been a fair amount of intrigue, I think, and interest in what we're teaching. So yeah, and this is just level 1 of what our syllabus. We have level 2 and level 3 already, and we might even expand that into the exercise field too.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we're going to come back and teach, more levels, more classes,
Yeah, brilliant. Key, what do you think of the UK?
I love it. It's my 3rd time here, so I love it. I think it's a beautiful city. I've been here without him, and I love London. I think it's a beautiful city, so much history.
Yeah.
Just a little too cold for me.
Yeah. I can get
She likes drinking tea like this now.
I don't.
One thing we'd like to know is, what do you think, in your opinion, would make a good therapist? What's a good recipe?
A good therapist?
Yeah.
Well, there's many facets to a good therapist. They need to obviously understand fundamental anatomy, physiology.
Mm-hmm.
They need to understand fundamental movement. They need to have good hands, good tactility.
Yeah.
And I think the key thing is they need to be, not all of us, most people, humans, I think we need to be open-minded and willing to learn and willing to listen to someone who we fundamentally disagree with. Once a year, I pick up a book, or I pick up a study, or go to a course. I read a study on posture as a matter, and I'll read it because I, for some reason, disagree with that. I'll still read it and I'll take something from it. It might just reinforce the reason why I disagree with it, but I always try and take in some information that on the surface I generally disagree with. So I think we need to be open-minded and willing to learn from other fields, massage people, learning with chiros, osteos, strength conditioning guys, personal trainers, different things. So there's so much out there now. And I think to be really closed-minded into one system is not wise.
I really like that idea of, rather than going for things that you agree with and you want to learn more about, is reading things that you don't like.
That challenge your belief system.
At least read more about it and find out more. So you obviously teach this in the US as well. Have you found, both of you, found much difference between teaching here and teaching in the US? Is there...
The English are way more punctual.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we got here.
Got that
Except for coffee breaks.
Punctual.
Everyone was
Except
here.
for coffee breaks.
Yeah.
No, the biggest, I'm not sure. It's been pretty similar actually. As a rule, the Americans or the people from the USA, they're a bit more vocal. But I found actually here.
It seems pretty much the same.
Very similar.
Other than you guys starting on time, because everybody was on time. The energy, the people, the questions all seem pretty similar.
Yeah, very similar.
And just the different levels that we've had in all the seminars, and here also we have some people that have been 14 years, 2 years, 1 year. It seems like there's different levels as well. So it's interesting to see the different points of views of people are getting from the seminar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine those. And this is one from Chris. He's taken full responsibility for this question. He believes everyone has a favourite tea towel. And do you? And
A
you're
favourite
going to say yes.
tea
aren't you?
towel?
Yes.
Tea towel.
I used
Do you
to.
have tea towels in the US?
Yeah.
Well, we don't call them tea towels.
What do we
What do you
call
call
them?
them?
Dish towels.
Dish towels.
I
Oh,
don't know
dish
that.
cloths as
They're
well.
Dishcloths?
But, yeah.
No, I call them, yeah, tea towel. Yeah, I do. I've got one now. If I use it and I pick up a hot pan, it kind of melts. So that's not really my favourite. I have a favourite knife, fork and spoon actually.
Yes, you do.
Oh, right.
Of course, favourite cup.
I don't know.
I like eating with a spoon, but it has to be kind of, it don't want to be a big
Small.
spoon, don't want to be too small, it needs to be about a medium sized spoon.
It has
Did
to
you
be
bring it with you?
silver.
No, I'm not that OCD. Well, I used to be with a fork.
He could only eat steak with a special fork.
Okay.
Yeah, but dish towel, I have a favourite dish towel, but I'm not that OCD about the dish towels.
You just used any of them.
Yeah. It's good to know.
I don't.
about you?
I don't have any. I don't. I mean,
No. Special
I used to-
cutlery or?
Well, she doesn't call it a dish towel, they call it washcloth
Oh
apparently.
yeah, washcloth.
I just use
Yeah,
the napkin. Disposable. You don't have to wash it.
So is there any sort of OCD thing?
I'm just an organized person. So.
Like me, I'm very organised too.
Oh no. As you guys can see, I picked up everything and I put it away in my bag, and I'm like fixing and cleaning up the whole time.
Yeah.
Not like that.
But that's why it works.
Exactly.
No, that's brilliant. Well, thanks guys for spending some time talking to us, and hopefully more people will watch and want to come along, and just keep us informed of when you're next coming into the UK.
Sure.
and
Yeah, check
what
our
are the next
Instagram.
levels
We
and-
post a lot of our information on Instagram and Facebook actually. We're trying to post regularly just to get people invested and get people interested. www.painpostureperformance.com is the website. Instagram is Pain Posture Performance, and Facebook is Pain Posture Performance too.
Okay,
So it's very easy to find.
brilliant. Well, we'll put the links as well in the description for
Perfect.
everyone to
Thank
click
you.
on, and hopefully get lots more followers.
Yay.
But yeah, thank you guys, and we're really looking forward to tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.